Well, I had an interesting sequence of appliances fail, and one of them's it looks, from what I can tell, to be the wall wart, and it looks like it's just a 15 volt, 130 milliamp hour power supply to directly, basically, these little pads here. To those, and that's charging the battery in this vacuum. Now, I had 2 winters ago a vacuum I kind of hot rodded, used the same charger, but I wound up changing the NiCads to nickel metal hydrides and updated, I think it doubled the number of batteries. I'm still debating what I'm going to do with this one since I have the 18650's now. I kind of want to convert some projects or some systems I already have as projects to convert to the 18650 lithium ions. One of them is a weather station upstairs. And then I had already slated the Zenith, I forget what it is, Mini or MiniSport I think it is. I had 2 battery packs that they look like they're 6 volt, 1800 milliamp hour. So those should easily upgrade with just 2 cells, and then the relevant fault protection, balance charging charge controller, balance charge controller. I guess if I was lazy I could just use 2 TP4056s. I wanted to do those, and I guess the other appliance, kind of back to the appliance, the heat gun. I haven't brought out the multimeters upstairs, brought the multimeter down to chest to see what failed. Sure, the heating element or the motor. One of those 2 failed, and I'm kind of like, I just ordered a 1000 watts, but it's not the 120 volt 1000 watt, it's the, it's like a 12 to 60 volt, or 50 volt, but probably somewhere around 36 volt, 24 volt, induction heater coil, like power supply with a coil. And I bought the generic offshoot of the, I forget, is it the Viper or Venom? Snap-on, instead of even using a torch, it's an induction heater that is used for loosening bolts. And I don't know if I'll modify that gun into that, or I'll just see what I can do to repair this, or pick up components to repair. But bummer. It's my heat gun. That's my only heat gun. The other battery projects I had to restore, I don't know, these ones are so small I have to get batteries I don't have, so I'd have to search around for batteries to salvage or take these apart, see if I can rejuvenate the battery packs. If not, reuse those batteries, I'll see. But I have this VHS camcorder battery pack, and I already tried rejuvenating with distilled water. That didn't work. So this is 12 volts, 2300 milliamp hour, and that's going to have room for 4 cells easily, and then charge controller with fault protection and verbally balancing. So that'll be kind of cool. I don't know what I'm going to use VHS camera for much, though that is an interesting project that I did want to update, just because I was like, for $8 I picked that up and it worked. So that was pretty awesome. And pick that up, I guess. I don't have anything while I'm filming. Still jamming along. Now I did come to where this battery pack, I had 1 bad cell. Those were maxing out at 1.7, I think, 168. And the charger's making them look like they're nickel metal hydride. So I'm going to have to see what I can do to rejuvenate those, to pump them up. I don't think they're nickel metal hydride, maybe. I'm curious to see how they'll charge with a different power supply charging them. Maybe you can rejuvenate them to get them up to a higher voltage. I don't know, of course, the one that's sticking at 4.19. Other ones seem to be charging okay, so that's good. And then I went through and I tested some components that have the Q-tip boundary untested. Q-tip boundary tested, other than some of these coils. I need to go through and review. I think I have some coils in here that I didn't test in detail. Same with the transformers. I just had putting them there along with the oscillators. So I'm going to have to make a little tester for the oscillators. And then these coils were doing, I wasn't sure what the, say like magic on them. Yeah, focus for me. Magic. Not sure if to read into those a little more. But definitely a bunch of good capacitors, resistors, diodes. So it's kind of neat. Some of these are higher wattage resistors and diodes too, and capacitors, but just pointing at the resistors in particular. So still test those, and a bunch of transistors still to test. Some ICs, some other inductor coils, diodes, capacitors, and relays to test out. But kind of figured the appliances, I might soup up the battery and that vacuum cleaner. So I'm like, I'll pull out these other packs I want to update, and I've got on order the 4-cell and 3-cell fault protection charge controllers with load balancing that are higher current, though I don't know if I want to use those for these packs, but I might be able to. What I definitely can do is use the buck converters. I've got a 5-pack of buck converters coming, so these will be able to be used. Those will be able to be used for these and charge controllers. I can for this with a TP4056. That one, I don't know. I probably should just pick up one that's rated for 4 cells, buck it down, and go that route. Probably is smarter. Dehumidifier basin thing's pretty gross. Get to that. That's about it. I guess I wasn't going to do an update, but I did paint the inside of this. I did glue gun crap out of hot glue all these connectors and joints where there's exposed wires. So those won't short out so easy, just in case. Yeah, it's about the latest and greatest in this next round. What are these? These are 414, 417. I put these on earlier today, so and those charge up. And so far, I think what we have here, yeah, all these have been charging. I have just the one. Yeah, the one out of there to charge, and then I'll go to this last pack and charge those, and that's just going to be the more troubling cells. That's about the latest and greatest. Weather stations upstairs, and that's going to be just a 2-cell implement with the 18650's. And I'll have to debate back and forth. I want to use 2 of those TP4 4056's. I have a couple. I think I bought like 10 for a couple bucks, so I could probably use those. But I'm waiting for the 5-piece buck converters. I forget the number is on those, so I can buck that value down. Because upstairs, that's 4 4 or 5. Yeah, 3 double A's. Alrighty, interesting. It'll be interesting to revive that MiniSport. See what's going on there. That would be about like with the VHS era. MiniSport, I might have more use of working with simple programming. Almost like these things are almost like the computers are almost like an Arduino, just larger in size, with a keyboard and screen. I mean, you have to think about the memory. You have to look exactly. Specifications may not even be as good. So that might be something that the motherboard can be hacked out to be something like an Intel Galileo or Edison and be significantly more powerful than it was then, still be Intel. So the licenses for this 3.1 or whatever the Windows version was back then. Yeah, bummer on the heat gun. I didn't want to burn that out, and a bummer that the vacuum's not working. Other than that though, moving forward.